Hello there. Today we're going to be talking about fourth grade math place value names. So first I want to kind of review what the place values are for multi-digit numbers. And you can see here, this is kind of a place value chart. We start with all the way to the right of the screen, we start with the ones. That's the first place value we have. And this one has the least value. So as we start over here, these are the least numbers and these are the greatest numbers. So they get bigger in value as we move forward to the left in our numbers. So we have the ones here, then we have the tens and the hundreds. And then a lot of times what you'll see is when numbers are written, there's a comma here. I call that my thousands comma, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Then you have the thousands, and what starts to happen is the pattern starts to repeat. So whereas we started with the ones here, ones, tens, hundreds, then we've jumped to thousands, but now we have 10,000s and 100,000s. So we have 10,000s here and 100,000s up here. So the pattern starts to repeat a little bit. And then a lot of times with these multi-digit numbers, you'll see another comma. And that is what I call my millions comma. So a lot of times these things they're in groups of three, and they can really help us with place value. Okay, so let's start with our first number. Our first number here is 9,526. And they're asking us what is the place value name for the digit 6 in the number. So let's kind of rewrite that number here. 9,526. Now, if we want to, we can go ahead and put a place value chart over it, just like the one we just looked at. So we could take this here and divide this here and then label it as we know. Ones, tens, hundreds. If you want to abbreviate hundreds as a number, that's totally fine. And then thousands, however you want to write it. But we can see that they're asking about the number 6, and the number 6 is here in the ones place. Now, you don't have to make a place value chart to make that determination, because we know in any whole number, the place value all the way to the right, or the beginning one with the least amount of value, is the ones place. Okay, so here is our next one. They're asking us which digit is in the ones place for this number. Okay, so let's go ahead and write that number out. There we go. Okay, they're asking us about the ones place. So either you can put a place value chart over the number like we did in the last problem, or you can say, well, I know that the ones place is the number that's all the way to the right of the whole number and has the least amount of value. So that would be the number 7. So to answer their question, which digit is in the ones place, the answer would be the 7. Okay, so here's our next one. In which place value is the digit 2 in the number 68,239? Okay, let's start by writing that number out. 6, 8, 2, 3, 9. So if you want to, you can put a place value chart on top of it by making lines and stuff. But if you want to, you could also just label each place value on the top, starting with the ones that we know is all the way to the right. So we can make those the ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, and the 10,000s. So I kind of abbreviated the names of the place values just to make it a little bit easier to write. So they're asking us about the 2. Well, the 2 is right here. And we can see after we labeled it that that is the hundreds place. So the answer would be the hundreds place. Okay, here's our next one. Which digit is in the thousands place and the number 4,697? Okay, so let's rewrite that out. 4, 6, 9, 7. And let's label our place values. This is the ones. This is the tens. This is the hundreds. And then this is the thousands. So they're asking us about the thousands place, which is right here. So the digit in that place value in this number would be the 4. So that would be the answer to this question. Okay, here is our next one. Which digit is in the tens place and the number 6,749? Okay, so let's write that out. 6, 7, 4, 9. And let's put our little shorthand labels on top. We've got ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. Okay, so they're asking us about the tens place, which is right here. And if we look there, we see that the digit in the tens place is the 4. So when they say which digit is in the tens place, we would say the 4. Well, thanks so much for joining me today as we talked about 4th grade math place value names. Hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.